So we've got to ask ourselves, unless we've been born into this massively successful entrepreneurial sort of life, then we've got to sort of create it. And a lot of people fall into the trap of taking advice from their parents because they respect their parents, they love their parents. But unfortunately, we've got to look for people that have the results we want. We've got to get around the people that have the results we want, because it's going to change what we think is normal.
Tell me, 21 to 23, because I'm conscious of your time and your busy schedule. So I want to get something financially exciting out of this for the audience as well. Mm-hmm. So you said from the age of 21 to 23, I think it was that in those 2 years you went from working the different jobs to being financially independent and secure. What were you actually doing? What was a process, and what would your kind of 2 or 3 top tips for anyone else struggling financially be to move themselves forward to where you got to?
Yeah, I'll give them the whole thing. So I've spent the last 7 years creating, like, what is the process? What's the formula? How did this happen? And I've now put it down into the 4 laws of creating your own dream life, which is the first one: you need to have the right environment. We need to be in the right environment. We've got to be around people. They've done so many studies on this as well, that, it's the best story I've heard is they did a study. They put 6 monkeys into a cage. At the top of the ladder, they put a ladder in the cage. Top of the ladder, they had a bunch of bananas. And then every single time a monkey would go up the ladder to get the bananas, they would scold the other monkeys with water and then the monkeys would beat the shit out of the monkey that climbed that ladder every time until no one would climb up the ladder. Then what they did, they take out a monkey, they put in a brand new one, and the monkey goes up the ladder, he gets the shit beaten out of him, and then he's left wondering, like, what the hell just happened? They switch out another one, put in another one, goes up the ladder, gets the shit beaten out of him by every single monkey, including the one who just got put in. And they kept switching them until no monkey had been scalded with water and no monkey had been up the ladder. Now, if you could talk to the monkey and say, why aren't you going after your bananas? He'd probably say, well, that's just the way things have always been done around here. And this was an exact study, right? Obviously, they didn't talk to the monkey, but they saw through behavior after a while, they picked on how it was done before them. So we've got to ask ourselves, unless we've been born into this massively successful entrepreneurial sort of life, then we've got to sort of create it. And a lot of people fall into the trap of taking advice from their parents because they respect their parents, they love their parents. But unfortunately, we've got to look for people that have the results we want. We've got to get around the people that have the results we want, because it's going to change what we think is normal. Because if you took one of those monkeys and you put him into a brand new cage, and in this cage, all they did was eat their bananas all day long. Every time they ate them, they put new ones in there. The monkey would originally feel really uncomfortable and be like, this is weird. Goes against my whole nervous system, what I thought was normal. But eventually, it's going to change its perception of normal. So what I challenge people to do is to get around an environment that's going to shift your perception of what you think normal is. Every single time I hang around people that make a lot more money than me, it shifts my potential. Like, I was talking with a friend the other day, and they're like, yeah, we're scaling our business now to 2 million a month. And I'm like, 2 million a month? Like, that is, I don't know anyone doing in this space. 2 million a month, mate. Good on you. And it just shifted I was like, why do I think that's not possible? It's like, because my perception of normal was, I was only thinking 1 mil a month, 12 million years, 8 figures. I was like, fucking hell. And then I was talking with another friend the other day. He's like, yeah, our buddy's doing 65 mil US a year in this same sort of industry. And I'm like, that is mental. It's just different perception. Blows my paradigm. And I was like, I love that because the more I start talking about those numbers and what's possible, it also shifts what's happening internally for me of my own perception of what's normal that I can create.